Welcome back, everybody. This is Nodak Express Gaming. My name is Adam, and today we're taking a quick look at War Thunder. War Thunder is described as the most comprehensive, free-to-play, cross-platform MMO military game dedicated to aviation, armored vehicles, and naval craft from World War II and the Cold War. Now, I've been playing War Thunder for years, but primarily on the PlayStation 4. I've only recently picked it up on the PC, and so I'm basically having to start fresh from my account. I'm not able to transfer my progress from the PlayStation 4 over to the PC. With this COVID situation and general social distancing, I just wanted to play the game equivalent of comfort food, and that's War Thunder for me. So let's dive right in. We'll start off here just playing an arcade battle. There are different types of battles. Realistic, which basically you actually have to identify the tanks yourself and whatnot, taking off in your plane if you're doing a realistic aviation battle. This arcade mode will provide a little bit more information, which is particularly helpful when it's raining like this. By golly. Now, this is a domination type of map, so we want to capture these areas, and as we capture the majority of them, the other team will lose some of their respawn tickets. However, with these types of games, it can never go wrong with the simple goal of just killing the bad guys. Playing this one in the rain, too, by golly. It's going to make it a little bit more challenging to see the bad guys. I've had a few questions about the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I did a full playthrough of the demo, provided comments and concerns, that sort of thing. I'm not going to be playing through it on this channel, and honestly, I'm probably not going to play it. The battle system in 13, 13.2, 13.3, 15, and now the 7 Remake are just simply not what I'm looking for in video games. It's disappointing. But I would not, I did not enjoy playing even just the demo. And when we factor in the writing, which I had some concerns about, how cheesy they went with it and just how they talk nonstop during the battles, that does not seem like a game. It's just not appealing to me. The Final Fantasy VII Remake, a remake of a part of one of my favorite games of all time is not appealing to me. So, I'm not going to be playing it. If you are interested in it, be sure to check out Dan's great. I'll provide a link to his playthrough in the channel description. But he did he's doing a full playthrough, and then he also did a movie version where it's basically just the cutscenes. And if you're just looking for what the story is and how far this goes, that will be excellent for you. Calling some artillery here. Now, one of the common mistakes of a newer player or of an ineffective team is that it's all about controlling all the map points early. It's not necessarily the case. If you can just use up the enemies, kill their tanks basically, and use up their respawn tickets, then ultimately it will just be whichever team has tanks left alive at the end is going to win, because they'll be able to just kind of drive all around the map and capture whatever they need to. Ooh. That guy's getting close. Alright. He saw me, knew what I was going to do. That's okay. Big heckin' tank, but he's kind of slow to reload. There we go. Of course, hoping to shoot where it's a green arrow so that there's a chance of around penetrating his armor. Deployed smoke, so it's a little bit more challenging to see him at the moment. There we go. There we go. Like 10 rounds there it took. Try and turn my tank to point some heavy armor at him. Stopped him in his tracks. Knocked out a couple of my crew members. That stinks. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Whew. Okay. We investigate this city fight that's going on back here behind us. All about holding the beach, but... it's hard to penetrate the front of some of those German tanks. That's one of the reasons that I tried to get to the German mid-tier as fast as I can. That's all right. This is an anti-aircraft gun. Obviously, all these airplanes you see flying above here are also players. I have the option to spawn into an aircraft right now if I want to. Oh my goodness. We got the Stug. That was the same guy I think that got me last time. Sitting in the same place at least. It's okay. If you find a good space, you gotta stick with it. I get it. And basically I got some money to buy new vehicles, some research points towards a new vehicle, towards new vehicles rather. One thing I will just point out, the level of detail on these is pretty impressive. You can also customize the paint and put different things on it. One of the rewards for being a recent player. Pack of toilet paper. Put some toilet paper right there on the side of the tank, just in case. Put that on the back just to protect it. There we go. Lots of different decals you can unlock and that sort of thing. That's just one of my favorite ones. It's kind of a red triangle with a line through it. It's not quite the Deathly Hallows, but it's close. And with the level of detail also comes crew experience and upgrading. You got your different crew positions in most of the vehicles. I always make it a point to upgrade tank driving and loading, weapon reloading as fast as I can. And generally focus on like the leadership. That's just a good skill that kind of helps with just about everything. With the coronavirus, this game has experienced something of a renaissance. I think maybe a few days ago they had 121,000 concurrent players, which was their highest ever. And obviously with this being a quick look at a affordable game, this one being free to play is highly appealing to a lot of people. Always be a good teammate. Don't run into your colleagues. Love these maps. Just beautiful. Look at those trees. Cherry blossom trees? Any arborists out there? Somebody let me know. Undamaged, of course. Oh, he stopped. Shoot. He's sizing me up. Oh, gosh. He's shooting at me. Oh, jeez. I can't get through many places on that tank. Particularly at this angle. Ah, jeez. Pop some smoke. Call some artillery in on him. While we're repairing anyway, might as well. I'm actually shocked that my tank has lasted as long as it has. There we go. Whew. Start repairing. See if we can get a shot off on any of these guys. There we go. Oh. Drunk zombie got me. That's alright. It was a good shot. Hit me on the run. You know what? We got some aircraft up. Let's do some anti-aircraft sort of stuff here. I was asking about arborists earlier. How many heavy cannon rounds does it take to shoot down a tree? Not many. Lost a couple crew members. It's taking a while to up and to hit a tree. Oh, no, hit a mountain. Even worse. Let's see if we can kinda The old end around over here and go capture A while nobody's paying attention to it. Unfortunately, all the bad guys are going to be up on this hill. That is not going to bode well for my chances of success. Particularly since I'm in a vehicle that is best armed to shoot down planes, not tanks. Not going to have the armor penetration. Which is a real thing in this. The thickness of armor and different types of ammunition. Oh my gosh, I did not come all this way to get punked by some chump. I do wish that I had made it closer behind that building. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can get him. Turn off the engine. We're just going to sit here quietly. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know what we got going on. So quite possibly is this bomber. Oh yeah, he's coming from. Oh jeez. Dropped a bomb. Oh boy, man, we're not going to get away from those in time. Delayed fuse bombs. Oh good. And we got shot. Seriously though, 3 bombs, including at least 1 or 2 that were pretty heavy. That's an awful waste on a little tiny vehicle like that one. If coronavirus has affected your family at all, or if you happen to work in the field of healthcare and whatnot, know that my thoughts are with you. Fortunately for me, particularly given my subscriber count, YouTube is not my career. Unfortunately, my career is in the field of healthcare, and so I've been prohibitively busy over the recent month and a half now or so. It's been a bit difficult to find time to record, compile, and curate videos. Thus far, and I'm only level 9, I'm very early in this, but just to give you an idea, there's an aviation portion of this. Army, tanks and anti-aircraft vehicles, that sort of thing. And then fleet ships, all the way up to heavy cruisers, I believe, is as far as they go. And then you simply unlock the various vehicles by playing the prior vehicles. So with aviation, for example, here we start off with some relatively small, simple aircraft, and then we advance through the PBY-5 Catalina, B-25s, B-17s, P-47s, B-29s. Then we do get into the early jet age, F-80, B-57, F-86, and then to some of the more recent aircraft, the F-4 Phantom. And it's similar for all of these different countries. So USSR, we start off at the Yak-1, and then advance through the Tu-4, which is basically the B-29 ripoff, up through the MiG-17, MiG-21. And again, this is a free-to-play game, so you can earn all of these without having to spend money, but of course, it being a free-to-play game, it gets particularly grindy. I spent a few dollars and ended up buying basically some golden eagles, some premium currency, helped me research a little bit faster, and then it made it so that I had enough money to be able to afford some of the tanks that I wanted to get to. I knew that I wanted to get to the mid-tier German tanks relatively fast, particularly like the Tiger and the Panther are some of the best tanks that I enjoy playing in the game, so I wanted to get to those. However, on the American side of things, I'm going to ultimately end up unlocking most of their tech tree, particularly the bombers, as I am nothing if not a softie for big, slow American bombers from World War II. You may recall from my Lil Sherman video, I was talking about the size of tigers that were chasing me around, Tiger tanks. I happen to have 2 Tigers actually unlocked in this game. Tiger H1. Note that I used the toilet paper there to camouflage one of the weak spots in the front of the armor. I think that probably toilet paper camouflage is the mechanism of the future. Now, the problem at this point is that I don't have all of these, like the engine features and whatnot, unlocked on these tanks. They're just a little bit slower. Gonna pick a round with a good penetrating capacity, 153 millimeters at 10 meters. That'll do. Oh my gosh. You're running into everybody. You guys realize, of course, that the objective is over here. That's alright. It's okay. It's alright. Not bitter about it. Just gonna spend all my time trying to get to the battlefield. Oh my gosh, you got me. Yes, this guy gets it. Lego Ants gets it. Tiger in the distance. Alright. See, again, with this being on arcade mode, like if this was a realistic, you don't get the name and the, you don't get the name, the type of weapon. You don't even get an indication that there's a tank there unless one of your colleagues spots it. Ooh, boy, yeah, that was an effective shot. Ouch. All right, I'll take my other Tiger out. See what we can do. Probably nothing. One of the great things about a lot of these tanks is that even with anti-aircraft weapons, these tanks still have machine guns on them. So once you get your turret slew speed up, you can shoot them down with your machine guns if you want to. Or if some vehicle rolls up on you that's particularly lightly armored, you might be able to take it out just with machine guns. Got to get rid of some ammunition with this tank. Got a full load. 92 rounds. Unfortunately, that means that if I get hit by something that manages to penetrate my armor, I'm almost certainly going to explode. Generally, you don't want to take a full load of ammunition. Hey, Tiger. How you doing, buddy? Boop. Oh boy, that might have messed up his gun barrel enough that he can't fire, though. Yep, looks like it. I don't want to call the damage modeling realistic, but it does take into account, a hit on the engine or a hit on the transmission. That affects the tank differently than a hit on its barrel or its turret. I always appreciate that sort of consideration. A hit is not just a hit in War Thunder. So this guy knows I'm here. I know he's here. He's looking at me. I'm looking at him as we begin our dance. Usually the person making the move is the one with the advantage. There we go. Don't have enough gun depression to get down there. Ooh, somebody got that T-34. We're capturing. Excellent. Everybody and their dog calling in artillery fire on us. It's ridiculous. News is, if we just hunker down somewhere like right here, they can't see us until they come up here. Or an airstrike gets us. Like this guy. It's a Japanese jet right there. I got no problem shooting you down, Comrade. I got the kill assist anyway. Now at this point, they're going to run out of respawn tickets unless they come and capture this thing. Which means that they will at some point. That's my goal. Right now is mostly just staying alive. Hopefully some of my colleagues that are just hanging back will actually, stop. Oh man, check out the map. Oh boy, this guy. If that Panther had better gun depression, he would already kill me. There's one coming up over here as well. So what's going to happen? They're going to have There's just going to be too many of them. None of my colleagues are up here to help. Here he comes. Oh, I got my gun. Here he comes again. Tiger versus a German Panther. Who's it gonna be? Ah! It ended up being the Russian. The Russian snuck in from the side and took care of it. Ah! Got my ammunition. Alright. Can't take games like this too seriously, particularly with it being a free-to-play game. You'll get some people out here who are super tryhards, dumping money into the game like nobody's business. And then you just get other people who are just here to play and maybe enjoy the historical accuracy of the World War II bombers, like me. Sometimes I just want to go fly around in a B-17. What are you gonna do? You know? Or maybe I just want to take a anti-aircraft gun and just up against a bunch of your heavy tanks. I don't even care. Effective field of fire. Oh. Alrighty, well that's gonna do it for this look. This was just the tank battles. Maybe we'll do another look or two with aviation and fleet, particularly with this being kind of my comfort food here during the coronavirus and whatnot. It's nice just to go back to something that you already know, so we will see. At any rate, I hope that you and your family are keeping healthy with all this coronavirus. Obviously, hang in there. It's a strange time for everybody, so it's easy to kind of get down or to kind of have a negative attitude about things these days, particularly if you had any money in investments back in the day. Ugh. But, of course, this too shall pass, and all we can do at this point is kind of, remain socially distanced pursuant to government order. And just enjoy this time. Hopefully the weather's nice wherever you happen to be. And, of course, keep watching YouTube. Be sure to tell your friends, like, subscribe, share, all that sort of thing. At any rate, my name is Adam. This is Nodak Express Gaming, and we'll see you next time.